mostly, I don't want to say a whale check, but like yeah. So right now there's 2 people that have C0R1 cleared difficulty 6. Maybe like 3. Outside of that, it's like dolphin check. I'd say, honestly, I would be really happy with Dire if, like, the max skin is whale check. That's fine, right? Whales should have something they can do. That's fine. But the first skin, I think, should be 1, permanent, and 2, I think it should be like 15% less HP or something. Like, because 2 and 3 are barely doable. Like, I've done them with C0R1, okay? But 1 is like, dude, you need like exactly 1 character, exactly 1 weapon, exactly almost 1 team. Like 1 support is flexible. And for 2, 3 is a bit more shilly as well. But 2, there's at least 2 I think is the most like diverse, because I've seen Mualani clear, I've seen Varessa clear, I've cleared with Kanich, and I've also seen C2 Raiden clear, which I know that's C2, but like you get the point. So 2, at least there's room for outplaying. Klee has been used, Amber has been used, at least there's like stuff there for difficulty 6. But 3, you really need, like, if you're C0ing, Skirk Escoffier, and 1 is basically just Mawika. I think for the future, for this level of like dolphin investment, I think it's good to be really hard, but I think it should be like a little bit less HP. Just like enough to where like the most cracked C0R1 Arlecchino can do it. Like just enough. And Arlecchino's a good fucking character, bro. Although in my ideal world, it would be like C0 good weapon, but not necessarily R1, like maybe like a Jade Spear. But anyways, hopefully they take our feedback, because Imaginary Theater is like way better now than it was before. So like, okay, there's pros and cons. The things I don't like is that starting with no energy is dumb, I think. At first I thought it was like mostly catered towards like some of the characters that don't need energy, like Skirk or Natlan characters, which like, well, a lot of Natlan characters don't need their burst to be good. Like Kanich doesn't need it, Varessa doesn't need it, like Mawika doesn't. So like there's that. And I still think it's that to some extent, but even those teams usually need energy on their supports. So it's kind of just making it harder in an annoying way. I don't think it's necessarily unfair, because Bennett needs energy, a lot of characters need energy, but newer characters need less energy on average, I'd say. So I don't know. I think it's usually just annoying across the board. So not a fan of that, although I don't think it's the thing I hate the most. I don't like it. The fact that you need 3 teams and stuff is cool. I like that aspect of it. I like that it's hard. I like that the easy... We'll start with the pros, I guess. I like that all the Primo Gems are in the easy difficulties. And then 4 is very doable. And 5, we're going to do more testing today, but it seems doable with good builds for all the actual rewards. I like that. I like that the rewards are achievable. That I like. However, the skin difficulty is a little crazy. But I don't think it's bad to have crazy difficulty. We already talked about this. I'm not going to repeat myself. I don't think it's bad to have crazy difficulty. But I think the first one should be a little bit, just like, I think the whale one should be whale 1, but I think the one above the whale one, just make it a bit, like right now it's dolphin investment, just make it a little bit, just a little bit more achievable, and then make it permanent. Again, number 2 is doable with multiple different C0 characters. Not every character, but like, I've seen like 4 different characters do it. Okay, which isn't, the most, but it is what it is. But if it's like a little bit more achievable, 3 is a bit less chill of like Skirk Escoffier needed. Maybe like, you can Ayaka it. And then 1, you can like Arlecchino it. I think that would be great. However, the only problem is that actually, I think the DPS check should be a little bit lower. And then ideally a bit more flexibility with the teams you can run. There still is flexibility for some. Like there's a lot of people. I've cleared this one as well. I just reset. Basically, like for this one, for this boss in particular, there is flexibility. For the other 2, I don't think there is like at all. Basically, like the only flex I've seen is instead of Shilonen, you can go Yansan. And this is only difficulty 6. I'm ranting about 6. For this one though, like Amber, Klee, there's actually a few different techs. Overload teams, burning teams, Mualani teams. There's actually some tech here, which I like. But yeah, the other ones are a little bit too restrictive for difficulty 6. I get the skins being temporary to avoid FOMO. I get that. And I think for the whale one, because they don't want people to spend thousands of dollars just for a skin, and because if they do that, people will be like, hey, well, now I have to spend $1,000 because if not, I lose the skin, and it'll cost people to spend money they don't want to spend. I get it. I get that aspect. However, I also think that something to grind for should stay on your account. So my proposed solution, I don't know the perfect solution. I don't. I'm just some random dumbass. I think they should have the base skin be a bit more attainable so that good builds with good characters, not like this exact one team, but good builds on good characters with a lot of like knowing how to play the game. Not for free. Like if you whale, sure, you can whale and skip the skill check. But like good team, good characters, good builds, maybe sometime resetting and optimizing shit, should be able to get it. And then it's permanent on your account. Awesome. Whereas the more advanced one, it's the same thing but shinier. It's okay if that one's not achievable for everyone. Like it's fine. Someone with critical thinking can be like, you know what? I won't spend $5,000 to get a shine on my weapon. Like fuck that. It won't be 5,000, but you get the point. Now, with that said, I was actually thinking, I think it should be, why isn't it a currency? I think that would be better. There should be like a different currency maybe. And then with the currency, you can buy a skin in like a skin shop. I think that would be better. Like, let's say you can't clear this season and you can maybe clear in a month. Like, let's say if you're a newer player, it'll take longer than a month, but let's say you're not there yet. You can clear in 6 months, right? A year. At that point, you can maybe pick your favorite skin that came out. Because then there's less FOMO aspect, but there's still a permanent reward. Because now it's no FOMO, but no permanent. But the alternative that I'm proposing is no FOMO, but there is a permanent reward. So it's a win-win. Just give us like a currency shop. Boom. Cinema. Yeah. So like maybe you can't, and then let's say you can't clear against one chill boss, right? Like there's let's say Tulpa's really hard for you. Tulpa's hard for me. I can't clear the difficulty 5. I can't 6. I can do 2, 3. I can't do Tulpa. Maybe with Mawika's signature I can, but I don't have it. For me, if I'm like, okay, well, next season, maybe I can clear everything because I have better units for it, right? Maybe instead of Mawika, I can use Nevalette. I can use Don't Say Shao. Maybe, but you don't know, right? Then maybe I can choose whichever skin of the seasons I like better. Anyways, because I don't disagree. I think whales should have a playground. Like, I think that's good. I just think that there should be a level above it that's a little bit more achievable. Right now, it seems like C0R1, the most skilled players can get it, which I do like, but the fact that only 2 people have it and it's R1 every character is a little bit too high, in my opinion. Or if that's what you want, then I think there should be one level under it also that gives something. But that's just me wanting a skin. But those are my qualms with it. However, I do think that the Primo Gems being early is good and these being there is good. But energy not being there is annoying and fighting a timer is annoying, but I think that's just the aspect of Genshin. Whatever, I guess I'm yapping. Let's yap. I have a pretty nuanced opinion on this. I think from what I've seen, anger sells. So like screaming loudly that you're mad at something will get more views than being like, this is good, this is bad. So look, I'm trying to give some nuance, okay? There's some stuff I complain about, and I think if we spam the feedback, surely they'll change it. Now, I used to think they never listened, okay? And I still think a little bit, like our fucking loadouts suck. But to their credit, I'm gonna do a bit of glazing. Imaginarium Theater went from garbage to great, okay? It's actually good now, okay? It's actually, like the last one was actually good, but it started, in my opinion, awfully. Some people liked it. I really didn't like it at the start. I was like, it's okay, I guess, but it got way better. Like, I've seen a lot of takes of people liking it more than I do, but the last one I liked a lot. Like, it's still not my favorite mode, but the last one added a new reaction, and it's still a bit more of a character horizontal check. Like, it's not perfect, and I still get through it by clicking random buttons, but I like that they're innovating with it, and they're adding shit that people asked for. So, my point is, if they add what we're asking for here, I think it could be a lot better. Right now, I think it needs some optimizing, but it could be better. Let's look at some, I bookmarked some takes I found, so we can, I can read them aloud, okay? So first one, yes, bro. This is difficulty 5, so it's kind of not really my point, but the Lava Dragon did have a lot of room for innovation, okay? The other 2 didn't, but Lava Dragon, I think, was a decent one. This was not relevant, but I bookmarked it because I thought it was funny. Me arguing with bro. I knew I was wrong 10 minutes ago. I'm just trying to piss him off. Okay, sorry. I saw Doro's tweet. Why would you make weapon skins not a permanent reward for the new endgame? And I saw a lot of replies that were like, because of FOMO, this. We talked about this. Yeah, so the free play don't get FOMO about whale territory, 1.2k likes. And I respect that it's like, okay, like I get it. Because people can be like, I need the skin, swipe their credit card, lose $300, and then I get it. But I think the solution is a currency. I think there is a solution here. I think there's something you can do. Gotcha gamer. So staging onslaught feels way overtuned. The fact that people can't get dust from difficulty 5 and co-op disappointing. Okay, that's another thing. Actually, I forgot about that. I do think co-op, maybe not for like the skins if you want to like keep that. I get it. I do think co-op, at least for 1 to 5, should give the rewards. Right now, does it give rewards for, what is it? Is it 1 to 3 only? 1 to 4. Okay, 4, at least there's 4, but yeah, I think it should give 5 as well. I get the logic behind it. It's like they want it to be like a hard single player challenge. Oh yeah, okay, it says single player just for 5. I see it. But yeah, no, I think co-op should be for 5 as well. Being carried by whales is cringe. I mean, no, I disagree. So this was my take like 3 years ago. Okay, this is still my take now. I think all of the rewards that are important to your account should be accessible, right? But then the ones that are extra should be hard. So like skins, name cards, fucking a pet, weapon skin, like something, everything like that I think should be difficult because it should be earned. It could still be co-op, like it could be a hard co-op challenge. I think there should be hard co-op challenges, even for skins. Never mind, let me go back on that. I do think if they made co-op difficult, there should be a way to like have co-opable rewards, but that's a different topic. Because co-op content's fun. Well, not always, but they could make fun co-op content. Anyways, 1 to 5 though, I think should be accessible. Hoyo needs to tone down scalings, let whales enjoy 6, but decent veterans should be able to get dust from 5 co-op. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't feel too strongly about it, but I'm okay with that. I do think something cool they could do, and they wouldn't do this because I think you never as a gacha game want to like make your whales feel bad, but as a player, I'm going to ask for it anyways. I think like a co-op mode where every character is locked at C0 would equalize it, but I know they wouldn't do that. But I think that would be a way to actually make it like somewhat of a challenge still, where it's like, even if one player is not that good, you can get through it, but you can't just have one C6 like Mawika, right? But that's not going to happen. I'm just yapping. Zadril, this was a few days ago, so I don't know if his opinion changed, said, Onslaught's actually good, not perfect, and the cryo automaton is awful, but the mode itself is really nice. Just don't look at okay, well, I don't look at leaks. But yeah, like, I guess that's another thing. I'm molding at Hydro Tulpa because of difficulty 6, okay? But 3, I'd say for most people, for 5, which is what matters, cryo one's the worst, okay? Because at least for Tulpa, you can play, like, I played like Alhaitham Hyperbloom, you can play some Pyro teams, you can play some Dendro teams, there's some things you can do, okay? Some cryo even, but the cryo automaton is basically just, do you have the good cryo characters? And that's mostly Escoffier or Skirk. So it is very much an annoying enemy. Very much annoying. I'd say the worst of the 3, at least for difficulty 5, which is the relevant one. And then I saw Komemos post, builds are insane. Yeah, the quote tweeted this, I think Japanese player, we watched this clear. Very incredible clear, okay? They cleared difficulty 6, which is the skin one, using only, I'm afraid of replies, okay, using only C0R1. It's good, and I think it's like almost, how do I say this? It's almost what I want. It's just a bit like, their artifacts are like literally the best. Their 4 stars are all C6, which is fine, although Yansan's hard, but it's fine. But then it's also like every signature weapon and barely like 120 seconds on Tulpa. Like you have to play fucking perfect, which I don't think is bad to have to play perfect for something, but it's just like, I don't have R1 Mawika. I don't think it's possible for me at all. Like it might be, but I really don't think so. So I think it's a little bit much. But maybe that's fine. I just think there should be a difficulty under it then for something. Sounds like skill issue. Well, I guess. I also don't have C6 Yansan. Like that's kind of that was a little bit of a credit card check. Like a little bit. Like I think content that's balanced around C0R1 is good. I think that's fine. But if it's literally like you need every R1 and the exact perfect team, it's a bit rough. I don't think the skin matters. Like the skin doesn't matter as much as 1 to 5. Skin is just me complaining because I've been doing this for years. I like how hard it is. I just think it's like, I just wish it was like in just a little bit lower so that my Arlecchino could clear. And it's not even just about me. Just like, I think Arlecchino shouldn't be, because she's like a little bit worse than Mawika. Okay, a bit more than a little bit, but like she's still a top 5 character in my opinion. Because like number 5 can't compete with number 1. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, you can't get it. Like, I think it should be a little bit more attainable, like a little bit more room for leeway. That's just my opinion. But that one's not as big of a deal. We'll do more difficulty 5 testing though before I keep yapping. But yeah, I have some complaints. I have some PogChamps. I mean, I also think Mawika is over too. You know my feeling about Mawika. I don't think Mawika is a fair character. I think they made her too strong. Like I think Mawika's release is too strong. I think they should go back and fucking say, yo, this character does too much damage. But like, I don't know. I don't hate it. Like I've seen some people fucking hate this mode. I don't hate it. Like I am happy that we have this type of content. And I think for most people, like 1 to 4, you could just do. 5 is a bit hard. But at least there's, I'd say one drawback, one annoyance is that they can make it like a shill boss and you need a specific team. Like, I think this Cryo Automaton is unhealthy because you need the banner character or Escoffier. Like, I'm sure there's people who've cleared it with like a bit less, but like, it's very much team check for this one. Which is, I'd say fine for 2 and 1, but this one's a bit more shameless. So I think it's just depending on the enemies, 5 could be fine. Have people cleared 3 with like 4 stars? Someone cleared 4? Yeah, well, 4 doesn't really matter as much because 1 is easier and 2 you can co-op it. So worst case, anyone can get it. But like 5 actually is kind of matters. 5 with just 1 5-star in each chamber. That's yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Here's my point, and I'm gonna do a bit of glazing and a bit of complaining. Okay, so. This is someone I just found who cleared using no 5-star, no 5-star, and then 1 on the last one. So I think the last one on difficulty 5 essentially needs either, for C0, either Skirk or Escoffier. So it's very much a boss that's like, fuck you if you don't have these characters. The other 2, I don't think are like that. So I think this boss is unhealthy. But outside of that, the difficulty being this, where you can clear with 4 stars, is healthy. I think it's fine. Like, I'm not complaining about that. I think it's fine. I just think the last one is shameless. I think this guy should be deleted. But for 1 and 2, I think it's fine. Like, if you can clear with Rosaria, Bennett, Shangling, and Chevy or Oron Fischl, like, I'm not mad. Like, yes, there might be, like, 5-star weapons or something, which, sure, but also, it's a full 4-star team. So, like, a normal account, like, a realistic free-to-play is not going to have no 5 stars. That's not what a free-to-play account is. Like, my free-to-play account has a few 5 stars. It's just, you don't have every 5-star. You don't have every 5-star weapon. You don't have every, like, it's different. But it's not, showing that you can clear with 4-star characters usually implies that 1 5-star DPS, because the thing with Genshin is there's a lot of really good 4-star supports, but there's not many good 4-star DPSs. There's Gaming and there's, like, quick swap teams. That's mostly it, with some exceptions. So having, like, you know, 4-star supports, free-to-play supports, but maybe 1 5-star limited DPS you pulled for, or like Farina or something, usually helps just elevate your account. Usually DPSs and some supports, but yeah. We'll do more 5 testing. I think I talk about 6 too much because I care about it, but I don't think most people care about 6 as much as I do. Like 5 is the general, like, get all the rewards. And I think, okay, ultimate take, I think 1 to 4 being quote unquote easy and or co-opable is good. I think 5, my only complaint with it is it should either be a bit more attainable or just the cryo boss should go. Because I like that it's hard to get a reward that's not necessary. It's not primo gems, but it's still good for your account. I just think it should be a little bit like the boss shouldn't be either play Skirk or Escoffier or have constellations or go fuck yourself. I think it's a little bit more cringe. Whereas the other 2 is like multiple teams can do them. So that's just my take. There are solutions to it, like changing the boss or making it co-opable. I don't have I like co-op content, but yes, everyone could get carried by whales, which you might be like, that's unfair, but also like, kind of who cares because it's a single player game. It doesn't matter. Like, I am not hurt if you get better rewards. Like, it doesn't, even if I worked harder, quote unquote, for it, it doesn't really make me feel bad that you get more Mora. Like, I don't care. So I'd be fine with that being, like, I still think there should be hard things to work towards. I think that's good for a game, but it's okay if that's like a bit of an easier version of the skin, which I was talking about, or like a currency. Whereas the stuff that's like usable in game for like leveling stuff is a bit more attainable. But all this to say, fuck the cryo automaton, bro. And for dire difficulty, let me use Arlecchino. Okay, that's all. Maybe your Arlecchino isn't good enough. That's rage bait. My Shangling is like top 1%. My Arlecchino is like top fucking 4%. on signature weapon and like relatively good gameplay and optimal supports and I'm mostly asking this, one, for other players because I want you guys to get rewards, and two, I think the skin should be the perfect level for the type of player that I am, where like it's really hard and you can spam reset and you can spend a day grinding. I like that. But Tulpa for me right now feels literally impossible. Like no matter what I do, even if I get the perfect of every single artifact, I do not think I can clear it unless I swipe on a weapon banner. Like I actually believe that. I think there's nothing I can do unless I get R1 Mawika, which I think is a little bit much. That's all. Try rerolling artifacts until I go bald at Zy0x. All right, I'm gonna time you out for 30 minutes just so you can think about what you said. All right, I'm just gonna give you a bit of time to just think about your comment and then you can come back a better person, all right? I'll just give you like a little 30-minute in the corner.